you've got no idea what disinformation is, and I don't think the government's capable of it. Do you know who the greatest propagator of disinformation in the history of the world is? The U.S. government. The U.S. government. The U.S. government. Are you familiar with McNamara, the Pentagon Papers? Are you familiar with George W. Bush and the weapons of mass destruction? Are you familiar with Iran-Contra? I don't trust government to figure out what the truth is. Government is largely disseminating disinformation.
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy, bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside. I want to share this video with you all in hearing from the horse's mouth, damn Erica, put the D in front of America, capitalize the E, damn Erica, how the CIA agent is explaining disinformation, or what I like to call propaganda. In one of my videos, I share with you all about this information because I used to work in the military 20 years in intelligence in all these places along my career, that all information is not true. I like to say everything is the truth, yet everything is a lie based upon one person's understanding or their experience. But hear this video out as you gain more knowledge that this world we live in is nothing but a lie, and that you should consider the very things you believe in, the very things you follow, the very things you have allegiance to, have suckered you in to a belief in a lie. Check out the video.
Well, I had several jobs. One of my jobs was that of analyst. I also was an interrogator and indeed briefed the press when we, the CIA, wanted to circulate disinformation on a particular issue. Disinformation is not necessarily a lie. It may be a half-truth. And we would pick out a journalist. I would go do the briefing and hope that he would put the information in print. For instance, if we wanted to get across to the American public that the North Vietnamese were building up their force structure in South Vietnam, I would go to a journalist and advise him that in the past 6 months, X number of North Vietnamese forces had come down the Ho Chi Minh Trail system through southern Laos. Now, there is no way a journalist can check that information. So either he goes with the information or he doesn't, and ordinarily or usually the journalist would go with it because it looked like some kind of exclusive. And I would say our percentage planning that kind of data was 70 to 80%. We would go after these gentlemen. I would be directed to cultivate them, to spend time with them at the Caravel Hotel or the Continental Hotel, to socialize with them, and slowly but surely to try to gain their confidence by dolloping out valid information which was true. And then I would drop into a conversation the data that we wanted to get across, which might not be true. One piece of data, for instance, that we managed to plant in the New Yorker magazine had to do with a supposed North Vietnamese effort in 1973 to develop airfields along the border of South Vietnam. The reason we wanted to plant this information was that we were trying to persuade the U.S. Congress that Saigon should continue to get a great deal of aid, and that the North Vietnamese were the chief violators of the ceasefire accord. That was printed in the New Yorker magazine under the byline of Robert Chaplin, as indeed was a great deal of such information which we tried to circulate. If I planted a piece of information with a reporter, I would ordinarily then try to create an environment in which he could not check the information. I would go to the British ambassador and brief him on the disinformation I had just given the reporter. So when the reporter wanted to cross-check what I'd told him with, say, the British ambassador, New Zealand ambassador, or what have you, he would get false confirmation, the same message coming back at him, and he'd say, aha, I've got proof that Frank Snepp told me the truth, when in fact what he'd gotten was simply an echo of what I'd given him in the first place via the British ambassador or other of our friendly diplomatic contacts. I am, as an ex-CIA agent, opposed to the disinformation activities in which I was involved. I admit that I was involved, and I think it served no useful purpose. Propagandizing the American public or Congress is not the CIA's job.
What do you think? Let me say this right here. It's a sad day when you can hear that even the countries that you believe in so wholeheartedly, you would think they would tell you the truth on matters that are going on internationally, whether it might be domestically, but it's never the case. This world is filled with lies. I don't care if it's your Quran, your Bible. I don't care if it's your political party, whether it's your country that you believe is the only one out here that's really standing for democracy or communism, socialism, whether it's your culture, who you are brought and raised up in, that tell you how you should be as an individual, as a man, as a woman. And many people will argue against that. What I mean by that is that we have to really get to the basics of life. What do I mean? You know, life can teach you a lot of things. We don't have to, have laws to tell us that if a man lays with a woman, that there will a baby come about, whether it's a male plant or a female plant that will bring forth another plant, or animals, mammals, the same thing. These right here are nothing more than basic educations of life that we men don't have to evolve ourselves with to try to change it or try to put education upon it. But in closing, I've said before, America is the number one I have said before, America is the number one country out here who propagates lie on other countries, who will lie even on itself in order for it to continue. When I say that, we know America is not some flag. It is not some White House building. It's people. And these people today who don't stand on moral ethics, these people today who will continue to spread lies for their own selfish gain, will continue to try to control the masses. Question everything, and everything always should be challenged. This is your man, not your boy, bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside.